If you want a compact SUV that is also fully electric and, by the way, a Mercedes-Benz, then this is your entry point. It is the EQB, in this case, the EQB 300. Get in. This is Family Wheels. The EQB is built on the same platform. In fact, the body panels are the same as the GLB entry-level internal combustion engine SUV from Mercedes-Benz. Of course, the front end has that electric look. It was introduced in 2022 and got a styling refresh in 2024. And that's what we have here, by the way, is a 2024. It's a carryover into 2025. Which leads us into a complete change of model in the GLB line. A new one is coming. So this is the end of the line for this version of the EQB and the GLB. There are three trims of the EQB. The 250 Plus, that's a front wheel drive only. It's got 188 horsepower. The vehicle we have here, EQB 300, has 225 horsepower, 288 pound-feet of torque, by the way. And then there is the 350, which has 288 horsepower, and more importantly, about 100 pound-feet of torque more than this vehicle. In all three vehicles, though, the battery is the same, 70.5 kilowatt hours. And then we come to range. The two-wheel drive version outperforms the four-wheel drive when it comes to range, and so it has about 400 kilometers. Here, we have just 330 kilometers of range, and I don't think that's competitive for the price they're asking. We've got 225 horsepower, more importantly, 288 pound-feet of torque and all-wheel drive. So let's see how the EQB 300 does on one of Vancouver's steeper hills. Well, it's not neck-snapping, I can tell you that, but certainly very smooth, and because it's electric, the torque is instantaneous. So let's say there's plenty of pep. The EQB has three modes: Eco, Comfort, and Sport. There's also Individual, where you can mix and match from each of those categories. And I must say that the Sport mode really sharpens up the throttle. That, of course, will diminish your range. But if you're looking for a bit more sportiness, particularly with this all-wheel drive EV, you'll get it out of Sport mode. Let's check the handling now through a series of bends. There's just a ton of confidence in there. It's really quite sporty. That was a lot of fun. Let's check the brakes on the EQB. Coming down from about 75K. And no drama at all. Really just very well controlled braking. The EQB's ride on regular surfaces is exemplary. It's really why people would buy a Mercedes. Even though this is an entry-level vehicle, you do get that luxury touch. Not only is it smooth, well controlled, it's really quiet, even for an EV. The EQB has a short wheelbase that sometimes translates into a fairly choppy ride, but of course this is a Mercedes, so let's take it down our neighborhood bumpy road with its potholes, patches, and speed bumps. See how it does. And it's actually handled it quite well. Mercedes doesn't call regeneration, it calls it recuperation. And it's set on max here, but that does not mean that you have one pedal driving. So just a touch of the brakes there as we came up to a stop sign. The DC fast charging is a maximum speed of 100 kilowatts. And that's just plain slow in this age. It may reflect on the fact that this vehicle was introduced in 2022, so we hope the next one has a lot faster charging. As far as what I call home charging, level 2 on 240, it has a 9.6 kilowatt onboard charger. And there are currently vehicles that are about a kilowatt faster. It doesn't make a difference at my home because I've got an older charger that's in the 7 kilowatt range. But most chargers these days are up around 10 to 11, so it's a little bit slow on that one. Bear in mind that most folks do their charging at home, but for those who don't, or those who are on a road trip, you are not going to get charging that is as fast as some of the competitors to this vehicle. The Mercedes-Benz EQB does pass our Family Wheels child seat test, but only just. Behind me, the kind that takes up the most space, a rear-facing child seat, and up front, my knees are almost touching the glove box door. There's adequate room for 2 adults in the back of the EQB. I'm 5 feet 11 inches tall, 180 centimeters, and the seat in front of me is set up for me. Here in the back, I've got lots of room between my knees and the seat back in front. Now, as far as amenities go, the rear seats do adjust both fore and aft, as well as for rake, although they are not heated. We have a 2-piece sunroof, moonroof combination, and down below 2 USB-C ports and a 115-volt outlet. This car alone has $15,000 of options on it. So if you start off with a base EQB 300 and add all the options to it, suddenly you're in a price range that is actually competitive with larger, more powerful, and sometimes better appointed vehicles than this. So when you're looking down the option list, you really have to be careful. The Mercedes-Benz EQB certainly fits with our times. It's good looking, it's practical, certainly peppy enough, and of course it is an EV. Plus, there's that 3-pointed star. But what do you think? Leave a comment. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, and thanks for subscribing. I'm Richard Detman, and I'll see you next time on Family Wheels.